People with street smarts, what is your most street tip? Hotel lobbies are great places to use the restroom. They are usually clean, safe, and hardly ever occupied, as most guests will go up to their own room instead of using the public location. On a side note, I've found it's best not to go to reception and ask if you can use the toilet because they sometimes say no. Just walk in like you're staying there and know where you're going and follow the signs for the toilet. I am a 60-something female who travels extensively alone for work. I have had a few close calls, but my rule is I don't worry about offending someone that approaches me if there aren't others around. I will cross the street, head for an open establishment, get away. Panhandlers, do you have a cigarette, guys? Don't let them get close to you if there's no one around. I keep my keys in my hand and say, if you come any closer I'm going to push this alarm. I was heading for the airport early in the morning with luggage and a creepy guy drives by, asks if I need a ride. I say no. He goes down to turn around and is coming back. I saw a restaurant worker down the next block having a smoke, so I yelled at him, "Hey, I might need some help here," and he ran down to stare the guy down. I don't hesitate to ask a security guard to walk me to my car. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Be aware of your surroundings. Look like you'll fight back. Not so much that it looks like you're issuing a challenge, but just so that anyone looking to get the $20 in your wallet will wonder whether it's worth the effort. The not issuing a challenge thing is important, because people looking for a fight will go for you, and you end up looking like you're in fight or flight mode in a fish out of water way. You don't want to look naive, but you don't want to look concerned either. Just another day for you. If you are a woman and have a handbag with a zipper, make sure the opening end is towards the front, where you can keep an eye on it. This prevents someone walking behind you from opening your handbag and taking your wallet, anything valuable. If you are a tourist and want a local to take a pic of you with your phone, either have it be an employee or someone you can outrun. Wear one headphone so you can still hear what's around you. I like to wear both but turn them down and tune into what's being said around me sometimes. People say some weird crap when they think you can't hear them. Most of what I do has already been mentioned, but here's one I rarely hear about. I use windows reflections to check who is behind me. Looking at a shop window while I walk is innocuous enough, but it allows me to check if someone is still behind me without me turning around. I walk to my car at 2 AM every day. I am on the phone, Bluetooth, every night with my husband or a friend. I seem distracted, but I am swinging my set of keys from my lanyard. I watch the shadows as well. Most people forget about them, but I am always on the lookout for reflections and shadows. If I'm in an unfamiliar city, I'll explore freely every neighborhood as long as there are women and kids around. Most mums don't hang outside with their kids if the street area isn't safe. This worked very well for most throughout Latin America, Europe and Asia. If you want to know if you can trust somebody you let in your home, leave a $5 bill in a place that looks like it was forgotten about and that they would see it. If they'll take you for $5 now, they'll take you for more later. There are 146 street suffixes acknowledged by the US Postal Service, alphabetically. The first is alley and the last is yard. These are also bad places to duck into if you're being followed, because there's only one exit. Little street information. Earbuds or headphones signal that you're not aware of your surroundings. Staring at your phone indicates the same. Make you an easy target. Catch 22. I wear earbuds to keep creeps from talking to me. Wearing earbuds makes me a creep target. Never turn your back to someone who you don't trust or is aggressive. YouTube is full of videos of people getting sucker punched from behind. Any street knowledge I have is from watching Worldster and Liverleak videos. The most dangerous time to drive is right when it starts raining, cause any oil on the street has mixed with the water, making it slippery, but hasn't had enough time to wash away yet. It's the first snowfall here this weekend. I'm hunkering down at home so I don't have to drive around people that forgot last winter driving. This is a niche tip, but if you ever suspect something to have an electric current, do not touch it with the palm side of your hand. It can cause your muscles to contract and not let go. Always use the back side of your hand, or even better, use a blade of grass or something not too conductive. Don't frick with people. Even the skinniest, nerdiest Steve Urkel looking mother might be crazy with a knife under his sleeve. Might stab you soon as you turn around. But don't be scared of people either. Mutual respect. Prison rules. Don't start crap yet don't take any crap. Not me but one of my employees. We dress casually on Fridays and call it FlipFlop Friday. He never participates. I asked him why and he said I can't run in flip-flops. You always have to be ready to run. I had a friend years ago who, when a car approached to ask for directions, she slowly removed her sandals as she answered. When the car drove away I asked why she did that. She said that you can't run in flip-flops, and that although it would hurt, it's easier to run barefoot. She warned me to always be prepared to run whenever necessary. We were maybe 12 when she said that. Don't hug the walls. Walk a bit towards the center especially near corners. Keep your ears open. Notice things. Footsteps. Shuffling. Metal clanging. Anything. Basically be aware of your surroundings and anticipate critical situations. Yup. Learn to hone your instincts and trust those bad feelings that seem random. If it comes down to it, hit hard and hit first. There aren't any referees on the corner. Trust your gut instinct. If your gut is telling you something's off then treat it as such. A really good book about this is The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. I have anxiety so my gut is always saying SMTH is off. Coincidences are rarely that. Pay attention to people's hands. They will give you a split-second heads up to ill intent. Watch your effing back. Also watch their left foot. Most people are right-handed. If they inch their left foot closer to you they are setting up to take a swing. If you're being attacked and someone is trying to get you into a vehicle to take you to a secondary location, fight as much as you possibly can to not get in the vehicle. If they kill you while fighting it will be quick and your murder will be easier to solve. But if they take you to a second location they can keep you alive as long as they want doing whatever they want to you and your disappearance will be much harder to solve. Better to go down swinging and make it easy to catch your attackers than end up tortured for God knows how long. My dad always told me this. Or if someone hijacks your vehicle, ram it into something. Odds are they were going to kill you anyway and if you do live, you might be able to escape. Don't walk around staring at your phone after dark. It's immensely stupid. 1. It lights up your face from a mile away like a dumb, distracted easy mark. 2. You aren't at all aware of your surroundings. Even if you believe you are, we're nowhere near as good at multitasking as we assume. 3. If you suddenly do need to look up at impending danger, your eyes are adjusted for bright light rather than darkness and you won't be able to clearly see who's around you. Humans can't even multitask. You are just good at switching back and forth between things. For girls, make up a fake boyfriend to get creeps away. If you're being followed, don't freeze up and just keep walking. Go into the nearest fast food place or store. Keep your eyes forward and don't look at people. And please, for the love of God, don't stop in the middle of the sidewalk. Please, for the love of God, don't stop. This is huge for everyone. You need to be standing still to be mugged, and it's easier to be grabbed if you're not moving. If someone tries to stop you, keep walking. They ask the time, check your watch, tell them but do not stop walking. Act like you live wherever you are, like you know the place, like you know exactly where you are going. I use a wheelchair and do this whenever I travel. I figure out where I am going before I venture out. If I am lost, I duck into a store or restaurant in order to look at my phone or ask directions. Be focused on the direction you are going and don't act like a freaking tourist. Ironically, I feel much safer by myself when I can act like this instead of when I'm traveling with some clueless friend or relative who has to stop for pictures every 20 feet. I rarely, if ever, get approached for money or anything when I am by myself. But throw in my dumb Aunt Susan and we're brushing off weirdos all day long. If anyone ever makes the conscious decision to steal anything from you, never trust them, ever. If they will steal a lighter from you, they will steal your weed, your money, your jewelry, your car, you name it. Stay away from stupid M. They'll get you in legal trouble, hurt, or killed despite their best intentions or how friendly they are. If you sell drugs, don't get sloppy. Sloppy equals weakness and somebody will set that butt up. $1 bills stack up over time. If you broke, a bag of potatoes is like $2.50. Backing down from a fight may hurt your ego but will keep you alive longer. That being said, sometimes you gotta fight. Pick your battles wisely. Not everyone who calls themselves your friend is your friend. Not everyone you call a friend is a friend. If you even think for 1 second you should bail, get the frick up out of whatever situation you are in immediately. If you accidentally disrespect someone, apologize immediately. Buy them a beer, offer a cigarette. I've seen this save lives. More often than not, loud people bring the noise. Quiet people bring the guns. That being said, never underestimate how bad somebody wants to prove themselves. And watch out for live wires. A live wire is somebody who gets hyped up and excited easy. Will shoot first. Never ask questions. If you ain't from the streets or ghetto, don't act like you are. If an older, street knowledgeable person tells you don't go. Fill in the blank. Don't fricking do it. Smoke weed. Don't frick with any type of powder. If the blunt is already rolled, don't smoke it. Never ever find out what somebody has in the trunk. Finally, look, listen, and learn. I was walking with my friend, and I asked him, Bob, am I book smart or street smart? He said, I don't know. Let me borrow $10. I gave him the money. Book smart, he replied. It's an investment. Never break 2 laws at once. Got something in your car that's illegal? Better not be speeding. Stop completely at red lights. Ext. More specifically, don't commit a misdemeanor in the process of committing a felony. 1. Count the room. Count the exits. 2. City face. Don't look happy in a dense area on the street. Look slightly pee. If you have something to be happy about, that's something someone wants. The city face really helps, especially for women. People are less likely to creep on you if your eyes look like you are just looking for a reason to kill a man. Get in line behind the butthole. Works well at fast food places, airports, basically anywhere with one face-to-face customer service. After dealing with the douche, your polite simple request will be fulfilled if at all possible. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of a trunk. Don't panic once you get your bearings. Find the carpet that covers the taillight. Peel back the carpet. Make a fist. Punch the taillight out the back of the car, thus creating a hole in the back of the automobile. Then stick your little hand out and wave to oncoming motorists to let them know that something hinky is going on. Avoid secondary locations at all costs. My friend gave me this advice once and have used it a few times and works well. Unfortunately only works if you are a male. If you are walking through a shady side of town city, then take off your shirt and shove it in your pocket. This obviously helps if you have tattoos or muscles, but that really doesn't matter. If you ever see a guy walking down the street sidewalk with his shirt off, and no sign of his shirt anywhere, he is probably crazy and people will stay the F away from you. I have lived in Washington Heights, NYC, and sometimes had to take the subway home late at night and exit the train in the shady drug-filled side of that neighborhood. Locals would look at this crazy white boy walking the sidewalk in the cold with no shirt on like I was carrying a gun. Brilliant. My rule is don't stop in the street for someone you don't know. This includes people asking the time or directions. It covers you for charity collectors and prevents you being mugged by distraction. It doesn't matter how friendly they are. Keep on moving. No physical contact either. For example, handshake. Never use a cash machine, ATM, without being aware of your surroundings. So no headphones, no conversations. Both are things I've learned after being mugged. Stay silent. If you wait long enough in uncomfortable silence, people will feel the urge to talk and usually give up information. I'm a journalist and we use this tactic, too. Usually the best info comes out when people feel the need to fill silence. Listen to that little voice inside your head. It's smarter than you. Mind your own business. At restaurants or other establishments, sit with your back to a wall, no blind spots, and a view of the entrance. Beware of unsolicited kindness or help from strangers. People who carry guns often walk and posture a certain way. Learn to identify this. Don't be a hero. Never accept something free from someone you don't know. This is a big one in prison. Never assume or believe a woman you don't know if she says she's on birth control. If you commit crimes with people you know and get caught, expect them to rat on you. At the scene of an accident or overdose, don't expect or ask people to help. Tell them to. This tends to break the bystander effect. If you witness a serious crime, disappear. Getting involved in any way is bad news. If it's really important to you that you do the right thing, call an anonymous tip line. If someone's staring you down, nod your head down while maintaining eye contact. A harmless person will nod back. Look away. Don't hop trains your first time alone. In getting to know train hoppers and hobos, don't hit on a hobo or tramps woman, you will probably end up with a bashed skull behind a bush. This is common enough to say something. Run if you need to. Hurt pride is temporary. Avoid M-heads. Avoid M-heads. Things often go very quiet before crap hits the fan. You can feel it coming. This is very common in prison. I don't condone murder, but if for whatever reason you murder someone and have an accomplice, you should probably murder that person too. And any witnesses. Have an exit plan at all times. Don't steal from criminals. Don't steal, period. Don't rob drug dealers in your neighborhood. A weapons enhancement on a robbery can be the difference between a few years and decades. Avoid M-heads. Avoid M-heads. Also expect that your opiate addicted friend will steal from you. And the best advice, don't stand in the kitchen if you can't take the heat. Which means really to not do stupid crap you can't take to the ultimate conclusion. This in most cases means, don't do crimes. Don't ask random people for directions. A random dude on 42nd St probably does not know how to get to the Apollo. You're better off going to a cop or a corner store to find out. Or just use your phone if it's on. Don't drink from your drink if you've left it unattended. Dave Attell. If I need directions, I'm not asking the guy with one tooth. I'm asking the guy with one leg. Cause he definitely knows the easiest way to get there. Yep. If there's a shortcut, that one-legged sucker knows where it is. You won't be hopping fences neither. And avoid gangs. There's no loyalty, no advantages, and unless you're a true savage. Gangs solely exist so that prey will align themselves with apex predators in hopes of creating an alliance with the strong, when really they're just going to be taken advantage of and extorted. We always hurt those we're closest to. Oh, and the savages go to jail for savagery. So it's all around a lose-lose situation to affiliate. Keep your nose clean, become successful, and get the frick out the hood. And if you got no business being in the hood, don't go to the hood. Simple and plain. Gangs are basically pyramid schemes. The only benefit you get from it is by being at the top of the hierarchy, and to do that you need to be savage. Everyone under you is always trying to climb higher up the hierarchy, and to do that they need you out of the way. There is no loyalty. If you're being robbed, don't fight back. Your life is worth more than your phone, your money, and the wallet, purse, and whatever else you're carrying. Just obey to the demands and it will be over as quick as it begun. Feel the urge to fight that guy giving you crap? Don't. Just walk, run away. The best form of self-defense is running away. Tourists in London. If you see two people on a high-powered scooter or a group of scooter riders, be wary of them. They're more than likely robbing people or other bikes. Bike crime is incredibly high in London right now. They will mount the curb and they will snatch your belongings. I've read that London police starting ramming those fuckers. Walk confidently, act like you belong. But, never let feeling like it's awkward to act prevent you from avoiding a dodgy situation. 99.9% is avoidance, and with the best of the best, it doesn't matter what you do. If you get on the wrong bus with a team of pickpockets, the only way out of that is getting off the bus. Don't ever carry expensive goods in isolated regions or overly crowded regions if it's in an area with lots of tourism. Never leave anything in a hotel safe unless it's an international chain that just puts a label on it. Had enough stuff go missing from hotel safes, with end result being a he said she said argument, and you end up screwed. Lastly, if you feel someone touching your shoulder or something like that, it's to physically distract you from fact they are taking your wallet. Immediately move and shove hand to wallet. Highly recommend you watch some stuff on YouTube about how pickpocket teams operate. You'd be really surprised just how many people involved and how organized. Source: traveled the world as a digital nomad. I've never heard of someone receiving a life-changing opportunity from another person who stopped them in the street. Keep walking, unless it's a charitable situation you're comfortable stopping for. If you're in a different country or new place, make friends with your waiter or waitress. They live there. They know the cool spots, places where the locals go. They'll point you or say from the tourist traps. Same goes with other checkpoint people, security guards, cop on the corner street, front desk agent, barista, etc. I'm a young woman and when I gotta walk alone by night I pretend I'm late from somewhere and dang be because of it. I walk fast and act masculine. Also, when strange men stop me in the street I talk to them very loud so they get the idea that I'm not afraid to yell and fight if they try something. My dad taught me these moves when I was a teenager. If you live in a country where most criminals use knives and not guns, invest in some chainmail and a breastplate. Start to dress like you are sacking Constantinople in the Fourth Crusade. Actually, there are those really neat, stab-proof vests, which fit easily under clothes and are really freaking light. Never show fear, ever. Wolves smell fair. No matter how scared you are, always act as if everything is fine. Don't allow your body to stiffen. Relax your throat so your voice sounds natural. Most importantly, relax your eyes. Humans can smell fair. It's not even hard. Get a sweaty shirt after an exam and one after sports. Store them both for a day on the floor. Then sniff. Entirely different. My cousin fell victim to an easy con while traveling in South America. She got away easy just losing a digital camera and some cash. It could have been worse. Basically her and her friend were walking down the street and someone, a kid I think, from a nearby building window or fire escape dumped a bunch of gross smelly liquid on them. They were obviously grossed out and a kindly passerby offered to help them get cleaned off by offering napkins, paper towels and such. The strangers told them to go into a nearby McDonald's bathroom to clean up. They opted to instead go back to their hotel room as it was in their hair and clothes were soaked. Turns out that was a good move on their part. When they got back to their hotel room they realized their cameras and cash were taken by the people who helped them clean up. They looked into this common scam after the fact and there were likely people waiting for them in the McDonald's bathroom to beat them up and possibly do worse. So if you are walking down the street and suddenly find yourself covered in nasty stuff, don't accept any help from strangers. Try to stay calm. Don't make a scene. Make your way in the direction of somewhere safe. I'd probably be worried about being followed back to my hotel room, but if it's a relatively secured hotel you can probably get by with going back to your room. For reference, I'm a 4 minutes and 11 seconds woman, 100 pounds at best. To prevent myself from being mugged when walking home late at night, I wear baggy jackets, stuff my hands in my pockets, cos implies I have a weapon, pull a mean scowl and pace incredibly quickly to where I need to go. Once I was approached by some crackhead and I freaking just looked him in the eye and walked even faster towards him. Sucker ran. That's all the tips I got. Every time I've had a pleasant relaxed air, I've been approached by strangers. It's sad, but you gotta out crazy the crazy. Also don't have your music so loud you can't hear people sneak up behind you. IDK what it's like in America, but king hits are common in Australia where people murder you from a punch in the head from behind. 5 feet, 100 pounds woman here, US, raised, and I agree with everything you said except minus the hands in the jacket thing. Unless it's really cold out, then it can't be helped. But having hands free equals more able to defend yourself. I've never been assaulted, and I grew up dirt poor and in the streets for the first decade of my life. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.